Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about what is a data and data types in programming languages. This video is intended for people who are new to programming and programming languages. Let's get started. First, let's understand what is a data. Data definition, if you take, data is a collection of individual statistics or factors. In our daily life, we see data. If you take a person is having a name, age, color, weight, height, and all this is a person's data. And if you take a dog is having a breed of the dog, age of the dog, height of the dog, and weight of the dog. This is the dog's data. And if you take a area is having a temperature, particular temperature, and area is having a population, and area is having a radius. So this is the area's data. So we see data in our daily life, and it can be any format. We see these types of formats in the data, that is a text, figures, graphs, numbers, special symbols, and images. This is a some sample data. If you take an example, let's say address of the person, and weight of the person, or weight of some particular object, and name of the person, name of a area, temperature, area, distance between two particular places, and the date, today's date, tomorrow's date, everything it is a data, and we are dealing with the data, we are working with the data in our everyday life. What is the need of this data in programming languages? Let's understand that. Let's have an example, and we have a person, and the person data is this. His name is John, and his age is 14. He is studying at school XYZ, and standard is 9, and marks is scored, that is in mathematics, science, and English, computer science, computers. And the goal of ours is we need to have a problem that we have to calculate the total marks which he scored, and the grade. How do we calculate? Generally by using this data we have. Let's see that. First, what we have total number of marks which he has scored, that is in mathematics, science, English, and computers. What we do, we take all marks which he scored in each subject, and we will sum up, and we will get the total marks like this, that is a 308. Now we need to calculate the grade. How do we calculate the grade? To calculate the grade, we need a grade calculations. It is based on the schools, are based on the standards. Let's say this is a sample grade calculation, and the ranges it is given, that is a 400 to 350, it is a grade A, 349 to 300 grade B. So we will do the comparison with the marks which he got, that is a 308. Then finally we says that this person, John, he scored 308, and he got a grade B, because the 308 is fall under 349 between a 300. This is how we calculate generally. So how do we write a program for this? And we to write a program, we will do the operations on some data. So to do the operations on the data, first we need to we need to feed the data into our program, so that program will understand this is the format the data needs to be, and this is how I need to apply our operations on that. So that program will understand, and computer will understand, a compiler will understand, or whatever it is. This is where data types come into the picture in the programming languages, that we will see. A data type is a classification of a data, means there are different formats of the data, and data type we will say that to the programmer which format you are using, which format of the data you are feeding to the program. That is how we program understand by the data type. And if you take all programming languages, mostly is having a data types, and these programming languages, let's say Java, JavaScript, Python, and C++, all programming languages having a different data types, and it supports a different formats. That is the general format is this in all programming languages, that is the numbers. If you take And in numbers also we have different types. It can be an integer, it can be a reals, and it can be a fractions. And characters means a single character, single alphabets if you take. And strings, strings means is a sequence of characters. Boolean, it's a logical operations. So this is the format of the data every programming language supports. If you take an example of John here, and you see here John, name of the John, and this we call it as a string. And age of the John, it is a number, and it is XYZ school, this is a school name, so it is a string. And if you take a mathematics scored, what marks he scored is a fraction, and it can be a number also. It is a type of a number. Fraction is also a type of the number. And the total marks he got is a 308, and that is a number. And the grade which he got is a B, and that we call it as a character because it is a single character. So this is a data types in programming languages. Generally we see this type of data types in programming languages that we see here. Here this table is saying a data type, and how do we represent this. And example, if you take a integer means it is a whole numbers. If you take a general mathematics, we say it is a whole numbers. In programming language we say it is a integers. And floating examples are like negative numbers, like a -20, 0, and positive numbers 20, 10, and these we call it as a integers in programming languages. And fractional points are floating points we say. And fractional numbers, if you take negative floatings here, -20.89, these are the fractions, we call it as a fractions. And characters, this is a single character. Characters, how do we represent in programming languages? In a single quotes like this, or double quotes also you can use. That is only unique character. It can be anything, whichever you are passing in a double quotes as a single quotes, that we call it as a character, and it should be a single. It can be a alphabet, or it can be a number, it can be a special character, it can be a comparison operator, and anything like this. Here we can see a different type of characters here. Whatever you pass under single quotes or the double quotes, we say it is a character. And a string is a sequence of characters. We say there are lots of characters, more than one character, we say it is a string. It can be anything, not only a particular statement, it can be any type of string, that we say it is a string. And the Boolean, logical true or false. Maybe we will see many true or false statements, right? So that we say it as a Boolean, and example is a true or false. This is the data types we generally having in all programming languages. And data types representation is a different for different languages. Means in some programming languages it don't say dynamic explicitly that this is this particular data type. Let's say if you take a C language is having integers, floating points, characters, and strings like this. But in other programming languages it will be there or no. If you take a JavaScript, it is having a data type in a different formats. That is completely vary from language to a language. Let's see how the data type is in JavaScript. JavaScript also having two classifications in the data type, that is primitive data types and complex data types. What are primitive data types? Primitive data types are these: null, it is having a special data type called a null; number, undefined; big int, boolean, string, symbol. And the complex data type is a object. And these data types we will discuss further, and how we have to write these data types and how we will classify this, we will discuss in further videos.